morning. Surprise, 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 surprise. I was out late last night too. Jesus Christ. And Brooke, oh my sweetie. How are you? Good morning. And I'm so happy for all of you, especially Jason. I don't give a shit about you, but no, I'm just joking. I'm so happy for all of you guys. I really am. And thank you for responding. Oh my goodness. Hi, Just Beetle. Good morning. I'm telling you, the night air and with the fires here, I am so congested this morning. I woke up choking. That's why I'm up. But no, I didn't choke to death. Okay. Um, so much shit is going on. So much shit. Um, I'm just ooh. But we're gonna talk about real life stuff. Hi, Wisco Gal. Hi, Chantel. Um, it's just crazy. So I told you guys that Brian Vasquez's mother was arrested. I'm going to show you that. We're also going to take a look at Jake Harrow, who now says he was abandoned and abused as a child. So I guess that's the reason why he abused and murdered his child. Okay. Marcia E., good morning. No, I didn't. I wasn't here last night. I will do Platteville tomorrow. Last night I was out. When Amber was live, I was leaving where I was and I was choking. So then when I got in the car, cracking up. So then when I got in the car, um, when I went back into Rumble, I lost my chat, but I was listening and I was driving and cracking the fuck up. So as soon as I got to a light, I went out, came back in again. The chat came, and uh, talking my text, and the way it came out, it didn't matter. She read it correctly. Yeah, but I'm gonna watch Platteville. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, I didn't get to see your members only, so I will. I don't think I have a membership either, so I have to get a membership so I can see it. I was secretly listening as I work. Hi, Marty, Marty. Yes, prayers up for Jason. Jason did great. He did great. I just saw your post last night. Oh, talking to Brooke. Yes. And did you guys see that short I put up about this man that was dumping this woman's body that was found in Louisiana? And the cops are, well, according to them, the cops are not doing anything. Oh, it's public now. Okay, I'll watch it. But I like your makeup stuff. I really do. So you need to do one for me because it needs to be called Makeup for Dummies. I don't wear it unless somebody else does it for me. And that's only on special occasions. Hi, Palettes. I'm so happy to see you. Let's see. And guys, I set a goal this morning. I never set a goal, but shit, I set a goal this morning. I only set it for $2. But I did set a goal. Lil Woody is a miracle. Okay. All right, zip it. We'll talk about it tomorrow, Marcia. I haven't watched it yet. Not at all. Not at all. But I'm very disappointed in um, Orange County because I don't care what that lie detector is. I believe Katie, and I believe that Slade, especially after her husband showed the messages between him and Slade and whatever his name is, Ryan. I believe him. I believe him. So I'm gonna have to see, can I get John to come over and we can discuss Orange County. Uh, yes, I said John. That's what I said. Uh, let's see. What else is going on? Okay, I think that's it. And I'm telling you, I am sniffling, not from the cocaine. My eyes are running. It is bad here. Thank you, Julie, BC, Canada. All of damn fires. We actually have an alert for the smog. Well, it's not even smog. And then it's like ash coming down, and it's like little snowflakes. Hi, sweet potato. So I I heard Amber's live. on Jen. And all I'm gonna say is cut your losses while well, I don't even think you're ahead, Jen. Just stop. That's all. Just stop. Hi, shit show. Good morning. You were up early. Well, I forgot you're a working man too. Just cut your losses, sweetie. I'm telling you, this is a battle that you know you're not gonna win. Hi, my sister. Sister. Good morning, beautiful. How are you feeling? My sister had a bad sinus infection, and she thought the test they were giving her is it was COVID. You said it was COVID. You said the testing that they were doing, they didn't test it right. You said it was COVID. Yeah, Amber was on one last night. She really was. All Jen has to do is stop, but she doesn't know how to stop. She doesn't. So she whoo, she was on one. Sister, if you didn't get to see Amber's Rumble last night, I don't know if you have Rumble. Yeah, you probably do. You need to go watch Amber's Rumble last night. I was driving and cracking the fuck up. Hi, my savage baby. See, we're just getting them now, Wisco, and it's killing me. Well, it's not killing me. Yep, but she's had it for like sister, 90 days is a nurse. She's had it in Brooke. When I was talking to her, she told me, she goes, them damn doctors don't know what they're doing. She goes, I'm telling you, they didn't do the test right. I forgot which one they gave her. She goes, this is the same way I felt when I had COVID like a year or so ago. And she was right. She was right, especially with her lupus. They have to be careful, and they can't be misdiagnosing people. They really can't. Um, let's see. Amber did a rumble. Oh, savage. Savage. Amber did a rumble last night. So, and Jen was talking and talking. I guess she was on, well, not guess. She was on her live. You know me, I'm like, why don't you pay Savage back her damn money? She keeps saying about how much she owes you a lot of money. She told me she was working, which I guess she lied about that too. Don't have any proof. You remember she said, Heidi, I got a job. She was all excited. Okay, I don't know what she's doing now. But yes, Savage. Amber did a rumble last night. Classic responses with Amber. And she was on one last night. Hi, Pancake Hunter. Good morning. Pancake Hunter. Yep, you did. I used to enjoy trivia nights on your show with John. Bobbles got so mad because, yeah, I haven't talked to Bobbles in a while. It was right before she took her channel down. Because Bobbles was doing the same thing that Jen was doing, going back and forth. I forgot that woman's name. But the smog, well, nice. It's not called smog. I'm telling you, it killed me. It killed me last night. Yeah, it was. I couldn't participate in the chat because most of the time I was driving. Then when I got home, I had to get in the tub. Okay. I'd like a little bit of that payback, girl. These med bills, I know they're killing you. Yeah, watch Platteville today because we would discuss Platteville tomorrow. And Wisco Gal reminded me that I owed you guys a members only. And let me see who's going live tonight. I'm gonna check. If no one has anything set up, we might just do it on Friday and just make a damn long night of it because I want to bring Drea up too. I want to have Drea up. Good morning, Sarah motherfucking Z. How are you? Yeah, I want to have Drea up too. So let's just So let's just see how that goes. But let me get to this. I am telling you, I am getting stuffed up. I am really stuffed up. Okay, let me go. I want to play this thing about Brian Vasquez for you. And I know that Gracie's Gavel has been keeping up to date on this story as well. Gracie, well, just keep Gracie in your prayers as well, okay? Let's take a look at this. Y'all excuse me. Just excuse me. Shit.
Good evening, I'm Lauren McCoy. We start with breaking news tonight. New Orleans police arrest the mother of 12-year-old Brian Vasquez in connection to his death. The NOPD says 34-year-old Hilda Vasquez faces negligent homicide and second-degree cruelty to a juvenile charges. She was taken into custody this evening around 5:30. The Orleans Parish Coroner says that Brian died from drowning and injuries suffered from an alligator attack. This after he was reported missing from his New Orleans East home. Authorities aren't giving much details at this time, but say Hilda Vasquez has a documented history of abuse against Brian. Records Fox 8 obtained tonight confirm that. And according to the records filed in a criminal district court.
Okay, you remember when I showed you guys this interview? It was just like Jennifer Soto. When we heard about the case and I showed you guys the interview, I said, this bitch is guilty. She's done something to that child. Good morning, my Angela. Angela, I saw that you were supposed to go live last night, but I guess you didn't because now I see that it's scheduled for today. I will be in there because last night I was like, shit, Angela's going live, but I wouldn't have been able to be in the live last night at all. I remember you're going live. So we're going to have to do a members only on Friday. But I will be in your live tonight. Angela, drop your channel too. Savage, yours too. Okay.
They say Brian escaped twice, weeks before a third disappearance that resulted in his death. In an affidavit for her arrest warrant, detectives say there are 2 Department of Children and Family Services reports, one resulting in a cruelty to juveniles conviction against Brian.
Now so she's out here with the dog, right? Right. They're searching, right? But let's not forget when most of the people are out there searching, they have the alligator that has some of his parts. Oh, so she was sitting in a nail shop with the GoFundMe money. You know, they had 7 GoFundMes with some of that GoFundMe money getting her nails and her eyebrows done. Okay. That's what she was doing when people were out searching for her son. This is just for the TV right here.
When Ms. Vasquez was arrested and convicted for abusing Brian, when he was 3 months old, she committed a skull fracture, broken legs, and a collapsed lung. At that point, he was removed from the home. And then at some
Rhea, I said the same thing. Amber had me rolling. I was driving and cracking up. Hi, Coochie. Because somebody dropped Coochie's channel too. Hi, allegedly. I caught some of Coochie's live last night. And I got confused for a minute. I didn't know what part was live. But I was listening, which I shouldn't have been listening, but I wanted to go in and say hi because I was out with people. But I wanted to go in and say hi. So I have to rewatch your live, Cooch, and I will. Allegedly, sweetie, good morning. How are you?
Point subsequent to that, DCFS returned him back to the home. And that's obviously part of the information that we're working with our DCF partners. But that's in the public realm. That's in our search warrant. Our arrest warrant application that she had that previous conviction, and there was a period when he was removed from the home.
As we comb through these records, they also say that a third report with DCFS was filed after Brian's body was found. Also, Brian was diagnosed as a victim of child physical abuse when he was a baby. DCFS investigated lack of supervision of Brian and alleged neglect from his mother. Brian was nonverbal and on the autistic spectrum. He reportedly escaped through a bedroom window from his home in the East on August 14th.
Again, if you know, good morning, Minnie. Good morning, Wind Whispers. That's what I'm saying when whispers. This child was taken away from his mother after being beaten, had a skull fracture at 3 months old. Why would CPS put this child back in her hands when he escaped the first time it was reported? Like a supervision, why was he given back to this piece of trash? Hi, Minnie 560. Why was he given back to her? She was out at the bar too. Tell them at 3 o'clock in the morning, nothing closes in New Orleans. She was out in the bar the night or that morning this child went missing. You know your son has a habit of escaping. You can put some kind of alarm on that window. You can nail the damn window down. They do it all the time in New Orleans. The hell's wrong with you?
Last seen on doorbell camera video, and a multi-agency search went into finding him. Drones, airboats, and dogs were deployed to help in a search that zeroed in on a lagoon on Severus Street.
Also want to thank our local, state, and federal partners who all helped in this investigation, as well as the Cajun Navy, who was out there for several days. This was an emotional and really traumatic case, not just for the community, the family, but also our own officers and every officer that was out there. It was not an easy time for anyone, and again, we wish the outcome would have been different, but it's not the case. So we have to pursue and seek justice for Brian.
Brian's body was found in that lagoon on August 26th, and a lot of questions surrounded this investigation, including the NOPD's response time. NOPD data showed a roughly 5-hour gap between someone reporting a missing juvenile on Thursday, August 14th, and the department dispatching an officer. The report came in at 10 a.m. and an officer came at 3 p.m.
Yes,
but according to the records, Hilda Vasquez had conflicting statements when it came to what led up to his disappearance. She is booked into the Orleans Justice Center. The NOPD says this is still an ongoing investigation, urges for anyone out there who knows something to say something and call Crime Stoppers.
Again, she was in the fucking bar. She beat this little boy when he was a baby. Good morning, Gamecock Jenny. So she deserves to be in fucking jail. That's where she needs to be at. And this piece of shit right here.
The father, alleged murderer of his own 7-month-old son, Emmanuel Harrow. Just 2 years ago in 2023, before Emmanuel was even born, Jake pleaded guilty to abusing another one of his kids, his 10-week-old daughter. 10 weeks! That crime actually happened 5 years ago in 2018, or 5 years before.
Here we go. CPS again didn't do their job. Didn't do their job. Oh, they took all the kids and she can't get them back. Good.
In 2018, the newborn baby's skull was fractured, multiple bones were broken, and she was left permanently disabled. But Jake Harrow was only sentenced to 6 years in prison, suspended. So not
Thank you,
actually
suspended.
In prison. Instead of serving time locked up, he got probation, which he allegedly violated last year in 2024. So they arrested him for that. And they locked him up, but they let him out once again when he posted bail. So again, Jake Harrow walked the streets among us. His case...
But the judge says the prosecutor didn't write up that charge correctly. So the judge is now saying it's the prosecutor that let this man out with because the way the charges were written up. The new prosecutor blamed it on the old prosecutor, whereas the old prosecutor is blaming it on the judge. No, the judge can only charge with what you write. And if you're not writing this is severe, which the judge should have saw the pictures of that 10-week-old baby that is now 7 with 3% brain usage. Girl, they all at fault. Every single one of them. They all need to go to fucking jail. Judge, everybody needs to go.
Dragged on until this little baby Emmanuel, was conceived and then born and then disappeared, allegedly at the hands of his own parents, Jake and Rebecca, who begged all of us to help find the kidnapper who knocked out Rebecca.
I'm sorry. Every time I see this, I have to laugh. Because anybody that has ever bruised yourself, has ever had a black eye, you know damn well you get punched that day. You don't have that mark under your eye. Girl, you could have done better.
And stole their baby. My next guest did some digging and has a whole lot more on the files to share about this. Alexandra Kazarian is a criminal defense attorney who spent almost a decade as a public defender in Los Angeles. Alexandra, thank you so much. We actually learned that Jake Harrow himself was removed from his parents, much like his own children were removed from his custody.
Yeah, it's very sad. It sounds like this is a long time cycle of abuse that's happening in this family. There are allegations that his grandfather was mentally ill and that his mother had addiction problems, and she left him at home, not only with his grandfather who wasn't fit to watch over him, but there were also domestic violence issues between his mother and his father. So by the time he was 13, he was taken away from his own home. It sounds like it's a long time that he's been in tumultuous relationships.
So 13 years old, he's removed from his own parents alongside his own sister and brother. And is it true that they are removed from the home and into the custody of that grandfather who apparently had severe mental health issues?
They were placed into an adoptive family, but one of the reasons that they were removed was because the mother left him with the grandfather who was unfit. So ultimately, I don't think that he was placed finally with the grandfather as the caretaker.
Okay, all right, good to know that. All right, so then you also discovered that Jake had a couple of other kids who were removed from the home long before baby Emmanuel was even, a glimmer in anyone's eye at this point. This is after being arrested.
I was looking at the same thing. Hi, Michelle LaBelle. Cooch, I'm looking at her. I'm like, what's wrong with her mouth? It looks like she was talking through clenched teeth, and I keep staring at her. Her face is not moving. That's that damn Botox. Oh my God. Hi, Sophie. Hi, sweetie. I was looking at her cooch. I'm like, what is wrong with her? Nothing is moving. And her teeth, it looks like, I don't know, look like she has baby teeth because it's like she's talking through her. I can't.
For abusing that little 10-week-old newborn girl who ended up with the permanent disabilities. The police show up and there's other kids in the home.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Right. There was a lot of DCFS investigation. Well, we call it DPSS or DCFS, but Department of Family Services, whatever it's called.
Look how she's talking.
There were a lot of court cases. There were a lot of findings where he was unfit to be around his own children previously. There was a lot of investigation that happened, a lot of court dates.
Thank you for watching. Okay. Subscribe below and down.
That was on Jake, but I'm just like, so now the excuse is he was abused and that gave him the right. So basically they go through extensive abuse, yet the system does nothing. Hold on, let me go back. Yet the system does nothing until placed with an unstable grandparent. Exactly. And then we have the woman that killed her baby. But wait a minute. I just want to show you Hilda again.
This is breaking news.
Good evening. I'm Warren McCoy. We start with breaking news tonight. New Orleans police arrest the mother of 12-year-old Brian Vasquez in connection to his death. The NOPD says 34-year-old Hilda Vasquez.
This is the interview that I showed you at the beginning. This is fat ass Christine over here. Greasy ass Christine. The one that needed water, no ice, lights, and what else did she say she needed? Probably chicken or whatever. No, she said water. Oh, electricity. That's fat ass right here that set up the GoFundMe. 7 of them. The 2 of them were reaping the benefits of the money that was collected. Now, everybody has gone, a lot of people, not everybody, has gone to GoFundMe for a refund for their money.
Faces negligent homicide and second-degree cruelty to a juvenile charges. She was taken into custody this evening around 5:30.
Sunday.
The Orleans Parish Coroner says that Brian died from drowning and injuries suffered from an alligator attack. This after he was reported missing from his New Orleans East home. Authorities aren't giving much details at this time, but say Hilda Vasquez has a documented history of abuse against Brian. Records Fox 8 obtained tonight confirm that. And according to the records filed in a criminal district court, they say Brian escaped twice, weeks before a third disappearance that resulted in his death. In an affidavit.
This is what, twice before his third. She said she moved from that other home because he was escaping. But now they're saying that he's twice in weeks. How long has she been living at that house too? Do you know? She's a liar. I think she moved because the neighbors were reporting her for the abuse she was doing to that child. I think that's why she moved. He didn't start escaping until they moved there. She's lying through her teeth. And I'm glad her ass is behind bars.
For her arrest warrant. Detectives say there are 2 Department of Children and Family Services reports, one resulting in a cruelty to juveniles conviction against Brian.
When Ms. Vasquez was arrested and convicted for abusing Brian when he was 3 months old, she committed a skull fracture, broken legs, and a collapsed lung.
And CPS gave her back this child. She had been there a couple of weeks. Okay. Maybe he was escaping to go back to his old neighborhood. CPS gave her back that child. Let's listen again what she did to him.
Fracture, broken legs, and a collapsed lung. At that point, he was removed from the home. And then at some point subsequent to that, DCFS returned him back to the home. And that's obviously part of the information that we're working with our DCF partners. But that's in the public realm. That's in our search warrant. Our arrest warrant application that she had that previous conviction. And there was a period when he was removed from the home.
As we comb through these records, they also say that a third...
So he's autistic, nonverbal. Don't you think that brain fracture had something to do with it? Don't you think what she did to that child has something to do with his autism? This is crazy.
Report with DCFS was filed after Brian's body was found. Also, Brian was diagnosed as a victim of child physical abuse when he was a baby. DCFS investigated lack of supervision of Brian and alleged neglect from his mother. Brian was nonverbal and on the autistic spectrum. He reportedly escaped through a bedroom window from his home in the East on August 14th. He was last seen on doorbell camera video. And a multi-agency search went in.
He was last seen on doorbell camera wearing a diaper at 12 years old. My sister's son, right here in the chat, is autistic. My nephew didn't wear no damn diapers at 12 years old. My nephew is a great young man. And that was one of the reasons why my sister went out there. Good morning, Irish Jazz. I didn't see you come in. That was one of the reasons she went out there with the heat and her lupus to help find this autistic child because her son is autistic. This is sad.
Into finding him. Drones, airboats, and dogs were deployed to help in a search that zeroed in on a lagoon on Severus Street.
Also, I want to thank our local, state, and federal partners who all helped in this investigation, as well as the Cajun Navy who was out there for several days. This was an emotional and really traumatic case, not just for the community, the family, but also our own officers and every officer that was out there. It was not an easy time for anyone, and where, again, we wish the outcome would have been different.
One of my great friends in Maryland, remember I was telling you that story about her son, and they said that, they wanted to put him in this other type of school. That young man, she worked with him. Not only did he graduate high school, he went to college and graduated college. if you don't work with your kids and give them what they need. She didn't want anything to do with that child. 12 years old, and he is in a diaper. In a diaper. Get the fuck out of here. But he's walking around, and then she made her lie. So the other son's father, or the other child's father, came to pick up that child to take him to school. And that was my question. I'm like, why aren't these kids up for school? Because I know school has started in New Orleans. Why aren't they in school? Well, mommy was out in the club, dropping it like it's hot. You know what I mean? She was backing that thing up. He's 11 years old, and he's not wearing a damn diaper. See what I mean?
But it's not the case. So we have to pursue and seek justice for Brian.
Brian's body was found in that lagoon on August 26th, and a lot of questions surrounded this investigation, including the NOPD's response time. NOPD data showed a roughly 5-hour gap between someone reporting a missing juvenile.
That's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you them shifty eyes of hers. They're shifty as shit. That tells me this bitch is no good. Now, I'm going to show you this guy right here. Hold on. Let me show you this guy. And I don't know if you guys have heard this story, but this piece of shit right here. Okay, you see him right here? Him right here. You see him? Okay. This mofo right there. He's a baseball starter. He was sexually assaulting a young girl for 5 years. His name is Candon Dean Doyle. Dahle. Guess what he was sentenced to last Friday? He assaulted this young girl for 5 years. From the time she was between 7 and 12 years old. He's 22 now. When she testified, she's 15, okay? He was actually facing a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 10. The judge suspended the sentence and gave him 8 years probation. He has to serve 180 days in jail and 200 hours of community service. That's all he got. That's it. That's it. That's him right here. There we go. That piece of shit right there.
Case.
Look at it.
CR 22-25-305. As we get started, the court notes there's a lot of people in attendance, including the media.
That girl was between 7 and 12. 5 years he sexually assaulted a young girl.
Name or imagery of any minors.
So hey, go ahead and do what you do. We're just going to give you a slap on the wrist.
Please comport yourself according to the normal conduct order we have for courts.
Hi, Dreamsicle.
Make sure your phone or devices you have are silenced. Do not interrupt the proceedings. And with those rules in mind, we'll go ahead and get started here. So on the record, it's CR 22-25-305.
I don't know who this judge is, but this is in Idaho. This is disgusting. You raped a young girl from 7 to 12 years old, and you get a suspended sentence. And the judge was doing right. He has, what did he get? 180 days in the jail. Okay. And then 200 hours of community service. So we just need to make him famous. And guess what? He didn't have to register as a sex offender. Ain't that some shit? He didn't have to register as a sex offender. I'm like, what the fuck? That's Idaho. That's right next door to me. Right next door to me. I'm like, okay. And they haven't found Drew yet, who killed his daughters, The bones they found were animal bones. They have no idea. That guy is an Army, what was he? Reservist, and he was trained for this kind of shit. Lisa, no. It's not an unpopular opinion, okay? I agree with you. We should hog tie them, tar them, drag them down the road, and we should put a scarlet letter right on their forehead. P3DO. Write the letters. P3DO.
To a jury of your peers.
This is Megan Boswell. You remember she reported her daughter missing, and then they found her in the garbage.
Having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court you are guilty.
Now for what's tipping the scales in the case of Megan Boswell. She is the Tennessee mom who reported her baby Evelyn, missing, only for the baby.
But you know what? You might have a point with that. Oh my God, Cooch, I don't know. I'm going to have to look. But Petty, you might have, but his age should make a difference, because if you're going to do that, he's not going to stop. He realized he's got a slap on the wrist. Thank you. That girl's life is forever damaged. Forever damaged. That's bullshit.
Baby to be found dead inside a trash can. Today, Boswell finds out her son reported her baby Evelyn, missing, only for the baby to be found dead inside a trash can. Today, Boswell finds out her sentence for the remaining 17 counts that she faces after being convicted back in February. Let's take a look at how we got here.
Evelyn. Hi.
From early December of 2019 until later when her body was found, Evelyn was always in the same place. And Megan Boswell knew that. Megan Boswell knew that because she is the one that put Evelyn there. She placed Evelyn's body in a kitchen trash can.
Did she lie to the police? She absolutely lied to the police. Not contesting that. It doesn't mean she murdered her child. It doesn't mean she killed her child.
Wait a minute. Just because the child, and Alex Trevino too. We're going to have to discuss her probably Saturday. But just because she put her baby in a trash can, it doesn't mean she murdered her child. It doesn't mean she killed her child. Well, who the fuck did it then?
What it means is that's her perception that she's going to get in trouble.
Let's get into the last time that you saw her. Tell me what that time was like in her life.
Look how she's smirking. This is her when her daughter went missing. Look at her. These women that are not distraught, these women that are not bawling their eyes out, you know damn well if your child went missing, you would be beside yourself. Look at this bitch. Look at this. Look at her. Look at the smirk.
Well, actually, I want to talk about that. I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground and a
Tennessee Bureau of Investigators who still hasn't found Heather yet. Well, no, that's KBI. But look at this. She said her mom took her to a campground in a silver camper.
And if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself. Because I've told them and they're not really taking it seriously. And if they don't go tonight, I will go myself and go get her.
Tell them they're not.
Stop.
No, you need to defend yourself.
That's all they need to know. Quit.
They already know, Megan.
So, I'm going to go back into...
Sorry.
Can you edit that?
I succumb.
She's enjoying that attention. She's enjoying this shit. This is sick.
Hell, water. I said, I'm going to get on the phone. I said, I'm going to find my granddaughter. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I said, I want to know what's going on. I said, enough's enough.
You're telling me all these other stories that you told. All those before, those were lies. This is the truth. Okay, that timeline, all the dates that you gave, all that stuff prior, all that stuff was made up. And why do you want to come clean now? What benefit do you have?
I don't, but you talk to me. To be honest with you.
Is it for me or is it for your baby?
For my baby, but you're the one who really it's been going on long enough, you know what I'm saying?
And it's time to put an end to it.
A jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony. It's a judgment of this court. You are guilty.
So what can we expect to...
She's guilty. Guilty, 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 guilty. And the smirking and the smiling she was doing. Look, even in here, even in the interrogation, even then, she's smirking and smiling. Even then. She lied on her mother. Look at.
She was wearing a little hot pink tracksuit with a matching bow and little matching shoes. I was trying to protect my mom, maybe in hopes, oh, well, she'd just tell them where Evelyn was. But
lying on her mother. Lying on her mother. Saying her mother took her daughter. Look at this.
Obviously, she's not going to. She's very sweet. She loves everybody. She's never been mean ever, which I'm very thankful for.
No tears.
She's just a really good-hearted baby in general.
You believe you know who has her. What do you have to say to them?
Just bring her back. I just want her back. That's all I want.
And Joe, that was actually an interview that she did with a local television.
Whoever the alleged perpetrator is, gives a story, maybe gives a couple of interviews, and the next thing you know that there's all this overwhelming circumstantial evidence and sometimes direct evidence of the murder. You know, I always thought in this case that it should have been pled out. Whenever you have a case where a mother kills her own child, of course, as a prosecutor, you're going to want to get the most time. However, you should also try to see if you could work it out. Why do you want to do that? Because you don't want to go through a whole trial. This person is very young. A lot of these cases, the mothers are less than 30 years of age. And there's usually some other concomitant issues going on basically at the same time. So you try to work it out. I don't know why this one wasn't worked out, but
there is nothing to work out. Bitch, get life. Plus 50 years. If you die, we're going to dig you up and put you back over there again.
I would imagine the defense tried to. I would have if I was her attorney. But, you know, clearly right now, I think the judge is going to do a consecutive sentence, and I think she's going to spend the rest of her life in prison.
Everybody has forgotten about Sebastian Rogers. People have forgotten that that young man is still missing. Child trafficking, child murdering, that's Tennessee. But I wanted to show you this one before I get out of here. This mother is missing. Oh my God, my eyes are tearing up. This mother is missing. And when I heard it, I really didn't pay attention. So me watching this right now with you is going to be my honest reaction because I have not watched all of this. I just heard it. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to go here. That's where I want to go. Okay, so this woman right here. I'm sorry.
Mental health, and they're very concerned about her well-being tonight.
Thank you so much,
Deshaun
Marcia.
spoke with her family, and they are pleading, Sydney, for the community's help.
Yeah, I spoke with Kayla Bailey's brother, mom, and grandma who have been out searching for hours in this area. I'm right off 103rd Street in front of Blackthorn Road. They told me she was last seen yesterday morning wearing a black romper and brown sandals, and with every hour that passes, their worry deepens. Just 3 weeks ago, Kayla Bailey's mother, Lisa Lucas, pleaded for help from the community and media.
Y'all helped me get her home last time.
Now her family reliving a nightmare. They say Kayla, a 34-year-old mother of 5 young children, has disappeared again.
She's walked away from her life.
5 children. 34. Okay.
Kayla's mom says the trouble began when her daughter was released from the hospital Thursday, about 2 weeks after she was found dehydrated in these woods. She challenged her daughter to make a promise.
Don't ever.
Look all that. Oh,
please
wait a
don't
minute.
ever leave us again like
What is all this damn trash? Can you just clean this up before you go on the camera, please? What the hell? What the hell?
Woods. She challenged her daughter to.
What is all of this? What? Bro, could we have went on the other side? Look at this. You know what? Let me stop.
Make a promise.
Don't ever. Please don't.
Okay, I shouldn't have stopped it. That's my fault.
Don't ever leave us again like this. And she looked straight through me.
She says Kayla should have never been released.
This is not Kayla. This is a very mentally sick person right now that does not need to be out there wherever she is again.
Sunday morning, Kayla's brother filed a missing persons report after discovering she was not inside the home.
10:15, and I said, I'm going to go to the grocery store. You want to go? She thought about it. She said,
can we get us, you know what? I think they might be kin to Tammy and Amy Slayton because they don't believe in wearing a bra that lifts your shit. Come on now.
He came home, their grandmother was asleep, and Kayla was gone. As each minute passes, the Bailey family is racing to find her.
and I've looked all through the woods.
I feel like we've done everything humanly possible to try to find her.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office told First Coast News, quote, there are many aspects in a case and multitude of factors involved in cases such as this. They say how they proceed, what sources are utilized, and when they would ramp up a search depends on all of these. JSO says right now, because she is believed to have left on her own, there is not a set time frame on when they could start searching for her. For Kayla's family, they say the risk grows with every hour she remains missing, and now they're urging everyone to search for Kayla.
If we can find her, I think she can come back to life again.
Why is he smiling? Yeah. So wait a minute. He said, if we can find her, she can come back to life again. Is that what he said? Wait a minute. Is that what he said? If we can find her, she can come back to life again. Wait a minute.
She can come back to life again.
Yeah, she can come back to life again. So is he saying, hey, I killed her? I mean, is that what he's saying? Something's going on. She keeps running away.
Yeah, there's still hope.
She's never done anything like this in her whole life.
Mm-mm.
There you go, girl.
See Kayla or know where she is, you are urged to contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We'll be sure to keep you updated online and on air when we learn more information. Reporting live from the West Side, Sydney Deshawn, First Coast News, on your side.
The father and alleged murderer of his own. She can come back to life again. What? Yes, and she's gone again. And this mother right here, this mother effer right here, she's an Amish woman too. He killed her 4-year-old son. What is it with... Okay, guys, I'm serious. When I was growing up, you rarely heard of mothers killing their children. Rarely heard about this. Women had 8 kids from all these different fucking men. I know a few times my mother wished she would have killed us too. No, I'm just joking. But you hardly ever heard this shit.
Everyone may be seated. I appreciate that. We can all be seated. And we are now proceeding in the case.
It looks messy. Something is up, Stacy. Stacy, between you and Julie BC, the smog from the fires they're having is killing me here. It was really bad yesterday. I should have stayed my ass inside.
We are here today for an arraignment.
You can barely hear this, but I'm going to drop this link.
My name is Michael Ernest.
Well, you can go listen to this bitch. But anyway, we will be discussing that. But I want to say something before I get out of here, too. Okay, I dropped the link so you can go look at this sentencing. It's like 14 minutes. Yeah, 14 minutes, 34 seconds. I want to say something. So Sophie did a live yesterday, and she had Psycho Bunny on panel. Okay. I have a lot of respect for people's channels. When I heard Psycho Bunny on Sophie's panel playing that victim role that she does, then you want to talk about how much money you gave these people, which, let's just say, they never asked for it because you didn't want anybody else to be the savior. You needed that attention, okay? You drag people that gave money to Lori. You drag people that gave money to Lisa, and then I find out you gave money to Lisa. One day you just got on the app and she was crying for a hoagie. You didn't know nothing about her. So I guess, like you said, you weren't reading the chat either, right? There's always an excuse for shit that you do. Okay? I personally never really cared anything about you. Never really cared anything about villain. Never really cared anything about Fraud of the Reaper. Because when people sit there and talk about credibility, my credibility is this. If you have to keep saying it, that means that you're lying and hiding shit. Okay? Yeah, that was the Amish lady. So that's the one I dropped. So, again, you dragged the woman with terminal cancer that's in hospice care for giving Lori $30 when you yourself knew Lori wasn't going to spend that money on what she said. Yes, she drowned her 4 kids. 5 kids. Was it 5 kids or 4? Shit. I got to go back and look. But I have no empathy. And that little condescending shit you said to me yesterday, well, Heidi, what do you want from me? Do you want me to apologize? I'm sorry. Girl, I don't need your fucking apology. You talk out of 2 sides of your fucking mouth. What's good for me is not good for thee. That's what I've always said. And the fact that you went around telling people that Dorit shouldn't be trusted and saying shit about Dorit, and then lying about you buying the prom dress when you did not. Just stop. You'd have made the rounds. We'd have all heard. The only reason you came out and said anything is because Lori put it out there. You gave her money 2 months ago. If Lori would have never said a word, you would have never opened your fucking mouth. That's what I have to say on that. So keep your little condescending shit to yourself. Because I'm not those people on TikTok that you want to play with and can manipulate. That's not me. Okay? So again, love you guys. Have a great day. Savage, when you feel better, just give me a call because I don't like to call and bother you because I know that a lot's going on. But Saturday when I come live, we're going to do the Epstein files. We're going to look at some of this stuff. We're going to talk about Alex Trevino. I mean, you know, the one that, and the other cheerleader that put our baby in the closet. Where the woman drowned her daughters and thank God they lived. I know the family and the mom gets out soon. Fuck her forever. Oh my God. Okay. So guys, have a great day. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. But tomorrow I will be live and we will be discussing Platteville. I will watch it today. And I need to check on Andrea Yates too, because Andrea Yates was released, and then I think she went to a hospital, but she never wanted to be released. She never ever did, and that man only stuck by her because of the trial. He should have been held accountable because the doctor told him she needed no more kids. The same story like Darla Rutieri in Dallas. That man, and until this day, I believe that he had something to do with her attack and those boys being killed. I have never, ever strayed from that. Not at all. Never strayed. I think Darren is guilty as fuck. Okay. I feel better now. Everybody have a great Wednesday, and I'll definitely check you out later. Bye, guys.